Welcome back to my stream. I know I haven't been out there that much. I haven't been out there that much, but it's pretty interesting. So today, this stream is going to take a twist. We're going from music to learning something new, because I like to keep occupied. So today we're gonna learn French. I mean, yesterday I learned French, and it's pretty intense. Like, immediately after learning a few words, I'm sitting there repeating in the bathroom, and then today I maybe heard one of the audio lessons. Right? So I heard one audio lesson, and my brain connected out of the four things of the lesson with three. So the imaginary and basically how the system is, it's pretty unique how the system is designed. Once you bind in the audio lesson, or basically just repeat whatever the heck you're listening, there's a point why there's images involved. You understand what I'm saying? I'm giving you, this is the doctoral explanation of the matter. That, by the way, I finished on another doctoral course today. So not today, tomorrow will be the end day, and I have like 8 more days free. But the idea of the program is to show you associate a word pronunciation with an image on top of some writing skills, so some grammar and simple punctuation. Like, you start visually defining if you are referring to one or many people. It, in terms of in another language, it swims, it reads, it. The aspect of it is introduced to, and this is the basic shit, the basic material, and I'm going to repeat. I'm going to repeat everything I did yesterday again, because I'm guessing practice is key. You got to go back and do it many times, just like the first one. Take the same lesson indefinitely. Not take the first lesson indefinitely, but get through the first layer. It works like level 1 through 5, level 2 1 through 5, like that. So get through everything so that you slowly start developing the listening mind speech scenario. And that's it. I'm learning today. You're gonna listen to me speak some French. And I'm gonna speak some French. Not only because big leaders like to speak French, but because you want to survive. You want some pain, you want some coffee, you want some sandwich, you want some de l'eau, which is water, you want some du lait, which is fucking milk. You want something. If you're out there and you don't fucking, you sit next to a man with a cow, you start asking him for water. Now you're not asking for water. You're asking for milk. So you ask him, oh, where is the delay? Where is the milk? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you start figuring this shit out, and this is just one course. I spent maybe like less than 1 hour yesterday, and I'm already extremely proficient. But it's the different types of brain that are involved. Some people that aren't giving a fuck what the fuck they're looking at, or aren't even finishing, or going through with it, aren't going to be able to connect the mind. And I started Hebrew yesterday too. Like, I started French and freaking Hebrew, and I couldn't Hebrew, based on the freaking symbols and the punctuation, makes it a little, I need to restart. I'm gonna continue on French right now, but once I feel comfortable enough, I'm gonna start Hebrew too, because then we're hitting how do you call it, to Middle Eastern, instead of learning 100% Arabic. How do you call it, Hebrew itself is, a lot of people know Hebrew and Arabic combined than just Arabic, because there's like 16, 17, 18 sections of Arabic. So within the Middle East, there's a lot of people that are going to know freaking Hebrew. Basically, it's going to be freaking Hebrew everywhere. So that's where you start associating yourself with the area. England is mostly English, but as you start escaping England into that general zone, French is very strong, German is very strong, Dutch is very strong. So you sort of have to have a pretty good grasp on the basic, or maybe even a strong one, that if you go beyond the areas of surprise, like imagine if I were to just like a bum, I'm an indigent bum, right? Imagine me, a bum that's just traveling the countryside in Europe, and I go beyond where people speak English, and everyone's going to speak French from here out. The city, maybe everyone knows English in the city. Every single person English in the city. But if I go off the beaten path, not everyone's going to speak English, or you're gonna start it's going to get a little bit more difficult for you to communicate, and you can't sit there and not know. And it's good to know, because the mind of a doctoral learner or scholar has to think like that. So I'm multilingual as of today. Multilingual, not just bilingual, but multilingual now. So let's start. Let's start, and let's do the first lesson. Even though it's fairly easy, but and let's start it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start from the beginning.
Bonjour.
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 Une fille. Un garçon. Une fille. Un garçon.
La fille mange. La fille boit. Le garçon mange. Le garçon boit.
Une fille.
Une fille.
Une fille. Un garçon.
Un garçon.
Un garçon.
La fille boit.
La fille boit.
La fille boit. Le garçon boit.
Le garçon boit.
Le garçon boit. La fille mange.
La fille mange.
La fille mange. Le garçon mange.
Le garçon mange.
Le garçon mange.
Une femme. Un homme. Un homme. Une femme. Une femme.
Une femme.
Une femme. Un homme.
Un homme.
Un homme. La femme mange. L'homme boit. La femme boit. L'homme mange. Le garçon mange. La femme mange. La fille mange. L'homme mange.
La fille boit. La fille mange. L'homme mange. L'homme boit.
Le garçon court. La fille court. La femme court. L'homme court.
La fille lit.
La femme lit. Le garçon lit. L'homme lit.
La femme mange. La femme boit. La femme court. La femme lit.
Le garçon mange. Le garçon lit. Le garçon court. Le garçon boit.
La fille boit. Le garçon mange. Les filles boivent. Les garçons mangent.
Les hommes boivent. Les filles courent. La fille court. L'homme boit.
Les garçons lisent. Les femmes mangent. La femme mange. Le garçon lit.
Les femmes lisent. Les hommes courent. Les femmes courent. Les hommes lisent. Les hommes lisent.
Les filles lisent. Les filles. La fille lit. Les femmes lisent.
I should have gotten
La
100, but I
femme lit.
got confused on it. Fuck.
Des garçons.
The Gogson. The Gogson. The Gogson. The Garson. The Garson. The Garson. The Garson.
Des garçons. Des filles.
Des filles.
Des filles. Des hommes.
Des hommes. Des hommes.
Des hommes. Des femmes.
Des femmes.
Des femmes.
Une femme.
Des femmes.
Un homme.
Des hommes.
Un garçon.
Des garçons.
Fille. Une fille.
Filles. Des filles.
Les garçons mangent.
Le garçon mange.
Les garçons mangent. Les filles courent.
Les filles courent.
Les filles courent. Les femmes boivent.
Les femmes boivent.
Les femmes boivent. Les hommes lisent.
Les hommes lisent.
Les hommes lisent.
Elle boit. Il mange. Il court. Elle lit.
Il mange. Elle boit. Elle lit. Il court. Elle court. Elle mange. Ils boivent. Ils lisent. Il court.
Il court.
Il court. Elle court.
Elle court.
Elle court. Elle court.
Elle court.
Elle court.
Il cuisine. Il cuisine. Elle cuisine.
L'homme nage. Les garçons nagent. La fille nage. Les femmes nagent.
Les hommes cuisinent. L'homme cuisine. Les hommes mangent. L'homme mange.
La femme nage. La femme court. La femme court. Les femmes courent. Les femmes nagent.
Again, another stupid mistake
Il
for
nage.
not looking at punctuation. Il nage.
Il nage. Il court.
Il court.
Il court. Il cuisine.
Il cuisine.
Il cuisine. Il mange.
Il mange.
Il mange.
Il écrit. Elle écrit. Ils écrivent.
Il mange.
Il mange.
Il mange. Elle cuisine.
Elle cuisine.
Elle cuisine. Il nage.
Il nage.
Ils nagent. Elles écrivent.
Elles écrivent.
Elles écrivent. Ils lisent.
Ils lisent.
Ils lisent. Ils courent.
Il court.
Ils courent.
La fille lit. La fille lit. La fille écrit. Les filles écrivent. Les filles lisent.
Gotta pay attention to the images, goddammit.
Elle lit.
Elle lit.
Elle lit. Il boit.
Il boit.
Il boit.
Elle écrit.
Elle écrit.
Elle écrit.
Il mange.
Il mange.
Il mange.
Elle boit. Elle mange. Il boit.
Hund mange.
Il mange.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
95. That's pretty good. Let's keep it going. «
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Yeah, fucked up that
Un
one.
garçon.
All right. It seems that I'm repeating the module. Hold on. Let's go back. That's not where I'm at. That's not where I'm at. That's not where I'm at. Thank you. Core lesson. I'm going to start with pronunciation. Alright, here we go. I got the 95 for today. That was yesterday. So we're going to start right here. Second one. Reset score and start this activity. Alright.
Il nage, nage,
Nage.
nage. Il lise, lise,
Lise.
lise. Elle lit, lit,
Lit.
lit. Une fille, fille,
Fille.
fille. Une femme, femme,
Femme. Femme.
femme. Un garçon, gare,
Ga.
gare, son,
Son.
son, garçon,
Garçon. Garçon. Garçon.
garçon. Un homme, homme,
Homme.
homme. Un homme, un, un. Elle écrit, et, crie,
cri. Cri. Cri.
crie, écrit,
Écrit. Écrit.
écrit. Elle écrit, elle écrit,
écrit.
écrit. Elle écrit,
Elle écrit.
elle écrit.
88. Should we start over? We start over? Oh. Restart score on it.
Bonjour. Au revoir.
Une femme.
Une femme.
Un homme.
Une fille. Un garçon.
Des hommes,
Des hommes.
des filles. Des garçons,
Des garçons.
des femmes.
Keep making these stupid mistakes for
Le
being too
garçon
fast.
boit.
Son bois.
Le garçon court.
Le garçon mange.
Le garçon lit.
Elles écrivent. Ils nagent.
Il cuisine.
Il écrit. Ils écrivent. Elle écrit.
Elle boit. Il mange. Elle lit. Il cuisine. Il court.
Il nage.
$96, all right. I'm gonna hide the camera so I can focus more on the center of the screen, not my face. Continue. Reset my score, grammar, level 1.
Femme.
Une femme,
Une femme.
des femmes,
Des femmes.
un homme,
Un homme.
des hommes,
Des hommes.
Garçon. Un garçon.
Des garçons.
Une fille.
Des filles.
la fille
La
court,
fille court.
la femme court,
La femme court.
la fille court,
Les filles courent.
la femme court.
Les femmes courent.
Making these stupid ass mistakes. I was much better yesterday. Les garçons
Le
lits,
garçon lit.
les hommes lits,
L'homme lit.
les garçons lits,
Les garçons lisent.
les hommes lisent,
Les hommes lisent.
la femme
La
mange,
femme mange.
Homme.
un homme,
Un homme.
Fille boit.
la fille
La
boit,
fille boit. Garçon mange.
les
le
garçons
garçon mange.
mangent,
Femme. Des femmes.
L'homme nage.
Il court.
Les hommes boivent. Ils lisent.
la fille écrit,
La fille écrit.
elle boit,
Elle boit.
les filles courent,
Les filles courent.
Elles
Elle.
écrivent.
elles s'écrivent, ils mangent,
Ils mangent.
ils boivent,
Ils boivent.
elles écrivent,
Elles écrivent.
Bois.
ils boivent,
Boivent.
ils boivent,
Ils boivent.
Cuisine.
elles
Elle
cuisinent,
cuisine.
Cuisine.
elles
Elle
cuisinent,
cuisine.
la femme
La
nage,
femme nage.
la femme nage,
Les femmes nagent.
on mange,
L'homme mange.
hommes mangent,
Les hommes mangent.
Il cuisine.
Il cuisine.
Elle cuisine.
Elle cuisine.
Il
Nage.
nage.
Les femmes.
Nage.
Les femmes nagent.
Le
Mange.
garçon.
Mange.
Le garçon mange.
Il.
Manger.
Il mange.
Mange. La fille lit.
La fille lit.
Les filles lisent.
Les filles lisent.
Elle écrit.
Elle écrit.
Elles écrivent.
Elles écrivent.
Il boit.
Il boit.
Ils boivent.
Ils boivent.
La femme court.
La femme court.
Les hommes courent.
Les hommes courent.
Les filles lisent.
Les filles lisent.
Ils boivent.
Ils boivent.
Ils boivent.
Ils boivent.
Il boit.
Il boit.
Elle lit.
Elle lit.
Il écrit.
Elle écrit.
Ils écrivent.
Ils écrivent.
Il court.
Il court. Elle court. $89. Pushing 90. I think yesterday I was like 85 on this one. So we're moving up. Not that fast, we're moving up. The more we do it, the better we get. Femme.
Une femme.
Des femmes.
Un homme.
Des hommes.
Des hommes.
Garçon.
Un garçon.
Un garçon.
Des garçons.
Des garçons.
Fille.
Une fille.
Une fille.
Filles.
Des filles.
Des filles.
La fille court.
La fille court.
La femme court.
La femme court.
La fille court.
Les filles courent.
La femme court.
Les femmes courent.
Les garçons lisent.
Le garçon lit.
Les hommes lisent.
L'homme lit.
Les garçons lisent.
Les garçons lisent.
Les hommes lisent.
Les hommes lisent.
Femme mange.
La femme
La
mange.
femme mange.
Un homme.
Un homme.
La
Fille
fille
boit.
La fille boit.
La fille boit. Garçon mange.
Un garçon mange. Les garçons mangent.
Le garçon mange.
Des
Femme.
femmes.
Des femmes.
Le homme. Les hommes. Les hommes. Les hommes.
L'homme nage.
L'homme nage. L'homme nage. L'homme nage. L'homme nage.
L'homme nage.
Il court.
Il court.
Il court. Il court.
Il court.
Il court.
Il court.
Les hommes boivent. Les hommes boivent. Les hommes boivent.
Les hommes boivent.
Les hommes boivent.
Les hommes boivent.
Les hommes, ils lisent. Ils lisent. Ils lisent.
Ils lisent.
Ils lisent. Ils lisent.
Ils lisent.
La fille écrit.
La fille écrit. La fille écrit.
Elle boit.
Elle boit.
Elle boit. Elle boivent. Elle boit. Elle boivent. Elle boit. Elle boivent.
Elle boit.
Les filles courent.
Les filles courent.
Les filles courent.
Les filles courent.
Elles écrivent. Elles écrivent.
Elles écrivent.
Elles écrivent. Elles écrivent.
Elles écrivent.
Ils mangent.
Il mange.
Ils mangent.
Il mange.
Ils boivent. Ils boivent.
Ils boivent. Ils boivent.
Elles écrivent. Elles écrivent.
Elles écrivent.
Elles écrivent. Elles écrivent.
Elles écrivent.
Boit.
Il boit.
Il boit. Boivent.
Il boit.
Ils boivent.
Il cuisine. Elle cuisine.
Elle cuisine.
Cuisine.
Ils cuisinent. Elles
Elle
cuisine.
cuisine.
Making so many mistakes. Yesterday I had it right for some reason. I'm not making some parallels like I did yesterday by looking at the images and selecting the right choice. I'm going by random, I think. But it's alright. La femme nage.
La femme nage.
La femme nage.
Les femmes nagent.
L'homme mange.
L'homme mange.
L'homme mange.
Les hommes mangent.
Les hommes mangent. Il cuisine.
Il cuisine.
Il cuisine.
Elle cuisine.
Il.
Nage.
Il nage.
Les femmes. Les femmes nagent.
Le garçon.
Mange.
Le garçon mange.
Il.
Mange.
Il mange.
Mange. La fille lit.
La fille lit.
La fille lise.
Les filles lisent.
La femme. Elle écrit.
Elle écrit.
Elles écrivent. Elles écrivent.
Elles écrivent.
Il boit.
Il boit.
Ils boivent.
Ils boivent.
La femme court.
La femme court.
Les hommes courent.
Les hommes courent. Ils écrivent.
Ils écrivent.
Elle lit.
Elle lit.
Ils boivent.
Ils boivent.
Ils boivent.
Ils boivent. Ils boivent. Ils boivent.
Il écrit.
Il écrit.
Il boit.
Il boit.
Les filles lisent.
Les filles lisent.
Il court.
Il court.
Il court.
Il court.
Elle court.
Elle court. 90. It's alright. Keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving. Next one. Lesson 2, baby.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Un sandwich. Un sandwich. Un sandwich. Un sandwich. Un œuf. Un œuf.
Enough.
Un œuf. Une pomme.
Un pomme.
Une pomme.
Du pain. Du pain. Du pain.
Du pas.
Du pain. Du café. Du café. Du café. Du lait.
Du lait.
Du lait.
Un sandwich.
Un sandwich. Un sandwich.
Un sandwich.
A sandwich. A sandwich.
Un sandwich. Un œuf.
Enough.
Un œuf. Une pomme.
Une pomme.
Une pomme. Du pain.
Du pas.
Du pain. Du café.
Du café.
Du café. Du lait.
Du lait.
Du lait.
Un sandwich et du lait. Une fille et une femme. Un garçon et un homme. Un homme et une femme. Du pain et de l'eau. Du riz et une pomme.
La fille mange du pain. La femme boit du café.
La femme doit boire café. Du café.
L'homme et la femme mangent du riz.
L'homme et la femme mangent du riz.
L'homme mange un œuf.
L'homme mange un œuf.
Le garçon et l'homme boivent de l'eau.
Les garçons et le mot, les garçons et le mot, les hommes boivent de l'eau.
Le garçon boit du lait.
Les garçons boivent du lait.
Ils mangent des sandwichs.
Ils mangent des sandwichs.
Ils mangent du riz.
Ils mangent du riz.
Ils mangent des œufs.
Ils mangent des œufs. Des œufs.
Elle mange une pomme.
Elle mange une pomme.
Il mange des œufs.
Il mange des œufs.
Il mange des œufs. Il mange des sandwichs.
Il mange des sandwichs. Il mange des sandwichs. Il mange des sandwichs.
Il mange des sandwichs. Il mange du riz.
Il mange du riz.
Il mange du riz. Elle boit de l'eau.
Elle boit de l'eau.
Elle boit de l'eau.
Un chien, un chien, un chien. Un chien, un chat, un chat. Un chat, un cheval. Un cheval.
Une voiture. Une voiture. Une voiture. Une voiture. Un journal. Un journal. Un journal. Un vélo. Un vélo. Un chien.
Un chien.
Un chien. Un chat.
Un chat.
Un chat. Un cheval.
Un cheval. Un cheval.
Un cheval. Une voiture.
Une voiture.
Une voiture. Un journal.
Un journal.
Un journal. Un vélo.
Un vélo.
Un vélo.
L'homme conduit une voiture.
L'homme conduit une voiture.
La femme conduit une voiture.
La femme conduit une voiture.
La fille marche.
La fille marche.
Le garçon marche.
Le garçon marche. Marche, not march, marche.
La fille court.
La fille court.
L'homme court.
L'homme court.
L'homme court.
L'homme court.
La femme marche.
La femme marche.
Le garçon marche.
Le garçon marche. Marche.
Ils lisent un journal.
Il lit un journal.
Il conduit une voiture.
Il conduit une voiture.
Il mange des pommes.
Il mange des pommes.
Elle lit un livre.
Elle lit un livre. Elle lit un livre. Elle lit un livre.
Elle a un chien.
Elle a un chien.
Ils ont un journal.
Ils ont un journal.
Il a un chat.
Il a un chat.
Il a une voiture.
Il a une voiture.
Elles ont un cheval.
Ils ont un cheval.
Elle a des sandwichs.
Elle a des sandwichs.
Il a des livres.
Il a des livres.
Ils ont des stylos.
Ils ont des stylos.
Elle a un poisson.
Elle a un poisson.
Un livre.
Un livre.
Un livre. Un stylo.
Un stylo.
Un stylo. Un poisson.
Un poisson.
Un poisson. Elle dort.
Elle dort.
Ils dorment.
Il dort.
Il dort.
Il dort.
Le Le chat dort.
Les chats dorment.
Le poisson nage.
Les poissons nagent.
Le chien mange.
Les chiens mangent.
Le cheval court.
Le cheval court.
Il nage.
Il nage.
Il marche.
Il marche.
Elles dorment.
Elles dorment.
Ils lisent.
Ils lisent.
Les enfants boivent.
Les enfants boivent.
Les adultes courent.
Les adultes courent.
Les enfants nagent.
Les enfants nagent.
Les adultes mangent.
Les adultes mangent.
Les adultes lisent.
Les adultes lisent.
Les enfants courent.
Les enfants courent.
L'adulte lit.
Les adultes lisent.
L'enfant court.
L'enfant court.
La femme conduit.
La femme conduit.
L'homme conduit.
L'homme conduit.
Le garçon ne conduit pas.
Le garçon ne conduit pas.
La fille ne conduit pas.
Les filles ne conduisent pas.
Les adultes cuisinent. Les adultes ne cuisinent pas. Les enfants écrivent.
Les enfants écrivent.
Les enfants écrivent. Les enfants n'écrivent pas.
Les enfants écrivent pas.
Les enfants n'écrivent pas. La femme conduit.
La femme conduit.
La femme conduit. La femme ne conduit pas.
La femme ne conduit pas.
La femme ne conduit pas.
Il nage.
Il nage.
Il nage. Il ne nage pas.
Il ne nage pas.
Il ne nage pas. Il dort.
Il dort. Il dort.
Il dort. Il ne dort pas.
Il ne dort pas.
Il ne dort pas.
Il ne marche pas. Il court.
Il ne nage pas. Il court.
Il marche. Il ne court pas.
Il mange. Il ne court pas.
Il ne cuisine pas. Il mange.
Il ne cuisine pas. Il mange.
Il cuisine. Il ne mange pas.
Il cuisine. Il ne nage pas.
Les hommes n'ont pas d'eau. Le garçon n'a pas de stylo. Les hommes ont de l'eau. Le garçon a un stylo. Les femmes ont du riz. Les femmes n'ont pas de riz.
Les filles n'ont pas de vélo.
Les filles ont pas de vélo.
Les filles n'ont pas de vélo. Les filles ont des vélos. Le garçon n'a pas de lait.
Le garçon a pas de lait.
Le garçon a du lait.
Le garçon a du lait.
Le chien
Court.
Le chien court. Le chien
Les chiens courent pas.
Le chien ne court pas. Les garçons
Ont de l'eau. Les garçons ont de l'eau.
Les garçons ont de l'eau. Les garçons
Les garçons ont pas de l'eau.
Les garçons n'ont pas d'eau.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
C'est une pomme.
C'est une pomme.
C'est une pomme.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
C'est un journal.
C'est un journal.
C'est un journal.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Est un chat.
C'est un chat. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
C'est un vélo.
C'est un vélo.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est un œuf.
C'est un œuf.
C'est un œuf.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
C'est un stylo.
C'est un stylo.
C'est un stylo. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est un poisson.
C'est un poisson. C'est un poisson. C'est un poisson.
C'est un poisson.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
C'est du riz.
C'est du riz.
C'est du riz.
Est-ce qu'il dort?
Oui, oui, il dort.
Oui, il dort.
Est-ce qu'elle dort?
Non, elle non dort. Elle ne dort pas. Non, elle ne dort pas.
Non, elle ne dort pas.
Est-ce que le chien nage?
Oui,
Oui. Est-ce que le cheval nage?
non,
Non.
Est-ce qu'elle lit un journal?
est-ce qu'il y a un journal?
Est-ce qu'elle lit un journal? Non.
Non,
Non. Est-ce qu'elle lit un livre?
est-ce qu'il y a un livre?
Est-ce qu'elle lit un livre? Oui.
Oui, oui,
Oui.
Est-ce qu'il mange une pomme?
non,
Non. Est-ce qu'il mange une pomme?
oui.
Oui.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
96. Doing good. Shall we continue? It's an hour of me speaking French. Now we know we are on, we just passed the second lesson. Probably a little better than yesterday, but it's worth it. I got a jaw pain. I got a dislocated jaw. I heard it click 2-3 days ago on this side when I yawned again after I had already placed it in the spot. Like I placed it in the spot already, and it didn't hurt, but now it's starting to hurt again. So I have to wear the freaking. I'll show you what I'm doing to protect my head. I'll show you what I did to put my jaw back in place. Because apparently when I went to kiss my mom on my birthday, on her birthday, I think she fucking pushed my face in a particular way. And my whole entire jaw separated or some shit like that. I don't know. She did something stupid when I went to like attack her and kiss her on her neck and the cheek because it was her birthday and shit. And she I think she pushed my jaw out of place. I think it was this way. She moved with my mouth and my jaw in a particular way, and now I'm fucking crooked. But I fixed it by putting what I'm going to show now before I turn off the stream. So this is what I do to heal my chin. It fucking hurts. Not hurts, but you feel it. And it started off an injection or something, or it's just maybe that this house is saturated with narcotics. My opinion, the drowsiness that I feel in this house and shit sometimes, without having taken any type of downers whatsoever, is just that there's high quantity of fucking drugs, or there's people doing high quantities of fucking drugs around here. And when the house is saturated with that shit, eventually the shit ends up in you. You know, they're fucking smoking that shit. If they're smoking that shit, they're smoking that shit within the house, you're going to feel it in your lungs are gonna take the brunt of the effort to filter whatever the fuck, or your throat primarily are gonna take whatever the fuck is going on within your environment. And if what they're using is fucking dangerous, recognizing most kids are doing fucking fentanyl by the pound, anything that's on their personal property or that they breathe out is sufficient. It's sufficient product for you to fucking feel it. Because obviously, it's a really strong narcotic. It isn't something that it isn't a joke. So like, it isn't a joke. You sort of have an idea of the looseness in the body, like you feel fucking weak and you have no idea why. And it's the fucking saturation of people doing fucking drugs. It's not that you're weak per se. It's not that you have a fucking drug problem. It's just that what's coming out of people's pockets and noses and the general area per se, the air, whatever the fuck they're doing, it's affecting you, So this is what I do. Looks kind of weird, but it works, and it worked pretty well. I think when I yawned recently, I fucking cracked it. When I yawned recently, I cracked it on the side that it's not separated, but I feel the pain in the joint of the TBI, or the muscle, the ligament of the open side on the right hand side. I don't know. Wearing this over time makes me feel better, because the jaw sort of starts returning back to where it was. And there's narcotics use here. The problem is that people don't want to fucking admit that they're using shit. It's a real epidemic. They don't want to admit what they're doing to come down, because they're getting up on real strong shit. And people like me have to deal with that shit. Like, have to deal with them blowing the shit from their pockets because they think that they're rich. They're looking to, they're deliberately looking to infect you, make you weak with their shit. And it isn't just the jaw joint, kid you not. It isn't just the jaw, bro. It's the shoulders get weak all of a sudden, the knees get weak all of a sudden, from really strong to really fucking weak. And it's the environment per se. Like once the environment starts getting full of whatever the fuck they're using, and I get contaminated, I get really fucking weak. Because obviously they're fucking junkies. Because we're talking about junkies that are likely consuming fucking fentanyl like it was candy. Or they unknowingly aren't admitting that they're using fucking shit like fentanyl, but it's in their cut. It's in whatever the fuck they're snorting to drink so much. It's in whatever the fuck they want to do. It could be inside the fucking weed. It could be anywhere, and it doesn't have to be in a quantity enough to kill them. Just in them, on them. You know, like if they're snorting fucking powder or doing some stupid shit like that, or it's on them, or they were just somewhere where narcotics were present, the shit remains on their body. You know, like all they need to do is just basically shake their shirt or go on the bathroom after doing a couple lines, and the whole bathroom would be saturated with narcotics. And you wouldn't see the actual powder per se, but it'd be in the environment. You know, if a fucking junkie that's snorting fucking gear and doing fucking fentanyl goes in the bathroom, dumps a couple lines in the counter and shit, and spreads them apart and starts snorting whatever the fuck he doesn't know, fucking baking soda or whatever, that area is contaminated. You know, it's like when people who use meth smoke meth somewhere, the entire house is fucking contaminated. Like it did, like how do you call it? It doesn't need to show in some fucking drug test that the area has a meth contamination, but it's something that it's within the area, and this is what I'm experiencing here. Because sometimes, how do you call it? Sometimes you get that. And it's to the point sometimes within this room that you need to cover yourself inside the fucking room, bro. Like I'm fucking sleeping sometimes. Like I'm sleeping next to the fucking vent and I need to move away from the vent and cover my fucking nose. Because the shit is coming through the vent enough to burn your fucking nostrils. And it's the shit that be token. And it's the same thing that's technically giving me rot mouth. You know, it's rot in my... I don't smoke meth, but they're rot in my mouth down there. Because they're into a bunch of shit. They aren't just people who use cannabis. They're people who are actively pursuing, they're behind the substances. You know, and they're protected in this home and treated like regular people when they ain't regular people. If they were fucking regular people, it'd be different. But they aren't regular people. They're just people who are hiding a bunch of disgusting shit. Just like I yell to my mom sometimes when she gets angry and psychotic out of nowhere. Bro, yesterday... the day after my grandma's birthday, which was the 9th, I woke up, gave my grandma coffee. She started getting the cake, and my mother snapped out of nowhere because she got cake. Started screaming out of the top of the lungs like some crazy bitch. Like, it's in their brain. They're normal people, and then they snap. And you're the fault to whatever the fucking bullshit that they're talking about. So I don't speak to them. Like, when they behave in that particular way, They yell for no reason whatsoever, I stop communicating with them. I don't like to argument with people that are just stupid and likely fucked up in the head with drugs. Luckily, the substance abusers per se, don't get physical or don't get, they aren't interested in a physical interaction because I'm not actively pursuing to communicate with them. I might say hello to some shit like that, or maybe answer to some of their query, but I'm not actively communicating with them at a personal scale. Obviously, because I know what the fuck's going on. I know there's active gun, I know there's firearms involved. I know there's drugs. I know there's a lot of money involved. I know there's robberies. I know they got my mom involved into it, and it's the same exact thing. The only like I was trying to explain to her by yelling at her through not yelling at her, but speaking to her in a monotone voice that if she's smart enough, she could hear. That she doesn't let me go from this house because I'm more successful outside, and she doesn't want to see me successful. She knows that outside I'm hanging out with fucking Dr. Dre and 50 Cent and technically in the yard of Fat Joe. I'm technically out there for the people. I'm out there in New York City 24/7, and she doesn't let me go because she knows that my life is better outside and doesn't make a massive fight, Like, they don't escalate to further violence when I speak to them, what they would do in the past. Like, if I'm trying to defend myself in terms of argumenting in the past, whenever she starts screaming like that for no fucking reason, I started telling her, she would get physical and try to follow me around the house and bring the fight to me. Continue yelling, but closer in my face. Now, instead of doing that stupid war or that stupid bullshit, psychotic bullshit that she does, she tends to stay away. Yells, and she knows I immediately shut down whatever the fuck I'm doing and avoid her. And after she yells for no reason whatsoever, goes and does whatever the fuck she wants to do. So, in the past, before, if I didn't personally have money right now, 2 degrees, a doctorate in the way, and did all, and they didn't know who the people that I hung out with outside, which is technically A-listers, she wouldn't. She probably would have tried to kick me out. You know, if I didn't have a bunch of money in my pocket, if I didn't have degrees, if I did, she would have thrown me out like nothing, like dog shit. The same shit she always did since I was 17 years old, playing tingo tango or ping pong with my life and shit. Same thing my stepdad did. Same thing my grandmother did. These people don't kick me out of. You know, I'm 40 years old now, close to. Don't do it now. You know, these people don't kick me out now, because I am. They know exactly who I'm headed to. You know, they know exactly I got a place to stay. They know exactly that I'm going to eat from a supermarket and eat better. They know exactly that. They know precisely where I'm going to travel, how I'm going to travel, because they've stalked me. They've criminally assessed the situation and have tried to stop me from succeeding in this thing that I've prepared myself. And I don't belong to no gang. I don't sell no drugs. I don't do none of this shit that these people want to imagine that I do. You know, because they followed me big time, state to state, thinking that they were gonna, you know, lock me up or punish me for something that punish me for nothing just because I'm successful out in the street. Because they have informants, they got people that try to take my life or whatever, as really close confidence of them. You know, the people that I target, that I would target towards the feds at a federal level, are their confidence. You know, are the people that inform them, are the people that they're involved with. So it's fucking smart, you know. They're like I'm sitting here pointing out my dad in this video and my mother, completely intertwined with the people that they call them friends or neighborhood people or whatever, dealing, you know, trying to stop me from being with people that are extremely famous. Understand where I'm coming from? And they don't fucking kick me out, not because I'm worth a lot, not because they could take some of my money or I give them money, but because they know exactly that I'm going straight to fucking Dr. Dre's club. You know, they know exactly where I'm doing. I'm going out there living my fucking life, walking a lot, sleeping wherever the fuck I want, meeting a bunch of people, and just being the same thing that I was before. Not showering for 5 days. I didn't give a fuck. Not showering for 5 fucking days, shower, wash my clothes, and repeat the same process. You know, the same thing, another day. Just do what I need to do every day, and once I'm done with whatever I need to do every day, leisure could start. It could be whatever the fuck I want. You know, I always have something to do. Just like right here, I'm occupied. You saw me speak French. I'm always occupied inside this shit. But they don't get it. And unfortunately, I am suffering from particular things because of the lifestyle of the people that are in here. And there's no fan, a ceiling fan. There's no fan on the window. There's no fan blowing onto you that could stop you from having to cover your fucking nose because there's gases in the house. You know, because they're fucking consuming meth down there with fucking pipes or whatever the fuck it is that burns your fucking nostrils when you're sleeping. Imagine how strong it is that you're fucking asleep watching a movie and you have to cover your fucking nose. You have to literally cover your fucking nose from whatever the fuck is happening downstairs. And it's likely tobacco. They're likely smoking tobacco or some shit like that. But it's affecting my body. You know, I'm sitting here dying of secondhand smoke. My muscles are, you know, sometimes when it's bad, I'm getting joint trouble. You know, I'm literally physically getting joint issues in terms of when I'm supposed to be strong, I'm weak based on what the fuck they're consuming. It's affecting me up here. You know, it's affecting my jaw. If it's fucking affecting my jaw, you know, if it's loosening my entire body, imagine what they're fucking consuming. If I'm getting contaminated and it's affecting my body per se and making it weak via contamination, imagine what they're fucking consuming. And it's sad because my mom is the type of individual that you try to you try to establish a strong argument, like, yo, I've been aimed with guns in this house. I've been aimed with fucking guns in this house. There's things going in this house that is wrong. She takes it as she tries to either hide the evidence, act like she's fucking, she has amnesia, or technically anything that I have a problem with within the house and with other people, it's like a sign of disrespect. And she continued like, and there's no two-way communication to whatever the fuck she's experiencing. As of right now, I don't give a fuck if she has cancer, but having fucking cancer doesn't justify using fucking fentanyl or using dope or whatever the fuck the attitude is, to be so liberal and shit, to be straight fucking flower power up in this motherfucker. When before, if I fucking, you know, when before I was fucking ostracized to shit for it. You understand what I'm saying? And it's all because I never got in trouble for nothing. It's all because I always followed the right path. It's all because I got money and I'm going to school. It's all because of these specific shit. Because I've never been to jail. Because I've never done the things that they set up for me to have. They set up for me to happen. You know, literally. Because technically, all the things that they tried to do to me, and they tried to make an example of me, you know, with me, of trying to get me to go to jail, trying to ruin my future by kicking me out of my house, trying to, you know, play God and pull the strings in the direction of the person by befriending people like the Kardashians so they give me money so they don't pay attention to me, trying to bribe, you know, other people, their confidants, both my father and my mother, giving people to celebrities on the street and gifting them shit with their own money just because I am with them, fighting or actively pursuing where I'm going with these people, literal A-listers, all these shit, all because in their conscience they don't want me to be successful. They're just looking to economically reap the benefits of my relationship with people that I've met based on hard work and friends on the street, to their advantage. And it hasn't changed since I was 18, 17. They've caught these fucking I've caught already these confidants dealing drugs to the point that I lost friends, because the second they connected with friends of mine would go straight into dealing fucking drugs. Understand where I'm coming from? Like, it's cartel shit. It's literal fucking cartel shit. To the point that whoever the fuck you know, these people want to forcibly know, so they could go out there and bring them a bunch of drunks to their fucking house, so they now sell drugs to that person. And we're talking about up and down the fucking social scale, from the lowest to the top. And what happens to the end? They don't speak to me. Obviously, nobody's going to speak to me because I'm not about that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not about fucking dealing large quantities of drugs like they are. Like, that isn't culture for me. To them, that shit is culture. To them, it's something that they do because they're poor. To them, that shit is something that they do to feel powerful, to have pride, to have ego, to have expensive fucking things, to bribe their own mother into the things that they want to do. But to me, that shit don't roll. Yeah, to me, that shit don't play dice. That shit don't square out. I'm a soldier guy, you know. Like, if I die, I used to be a member of the U.S. military. If I fucking die, there's gonna be a fucking shitstorm of soldiers, and there's going to be not only a shitstorm of soldiers involved in my case, but there's going to be a shitstorm of federal fucking officers plus local police enforcement, because I'm a fucking soldier. You understand where I'm coming from? Like, if something ever were to happen to me, someone were to actually actively, like in this house, finger on the trigger, take a shot of my life, take it, the entire U.S. Army would know. Because when I go to the airport and shit, the entire system knows exactly who I am. You know, when you were part of something like that, when you were part of something of the government great like that, you're technically in that shit for life. You're not a regular citizen. You could be sort of like a citizen, but they'll never let you go. You know, like, they'll let you go, but within the system, they'll fucking find you, bro. It isn't no joke. I'm not gonna be some fucking black kid on the street dead because of some hood dispute off some pot or some bullshit. You know, the second of my passing, not the second of my passing, but the hours, days, months of my passing, there's gonna be a lot of people involved, and it isn't going to be local jurisdiction. And that's what these people know. These people recognize that shit. They tried to stop me from going to the military because they knew I would get defense. They knew I would recognize, start recognizing threat from foe. They fully recognized that I would start taking more proactive measures to avoid their bullshit. You know, like, they were pretty they were pretty organized when they were around me. What they were trying to do around me, they was extremely organized. We're talking about take a family or take multiple families and deprive them of wealth. Deprive its members and multiple families of wealth, because we are the leading crew, because we are the leading group. And that's precisely what the people that are confident on my mother and my father have done with their own communities. From the inside out, from trying to, how do you call it? From trying to how do you call it? Stealing their fucking vehicles, vandalizing their fucking vehicles, depriving them of jobs, you know, literally like I mentioned, precisely, give someone drugs that you used to know, give that shit, but to your boss. Go, you know, like, and the problem is when it's culture related, when it's deep into culture, you think you have a stable job that you're working, but in comes some fucking drug dealer, wants to take your job, and your boss inside his brain starts recognizing that this person is always going to have weed or cocaine that I could buy from, so he selects him over you because he has more value to him, you know, off of vices to people, of the disgusting side of people who use drugs and shit. And this is real shit, you know. What I'm trying to explain to you is real fucking shit. My mother's involved, my grandma's involved, my father, specifically my father, and all these people involved, and all the shit that has happened to me. That was serious. Before I left the military, from 2009 to 2012, they got extremely criminal all of a sudden. Each and every single one of them turned into pieces of shit, worse than before. If my family was criminal, and if my family or friends were criminal up to a certain point, it was sort of kept on the DL. But after 29 through 2012, there were friends and everyone else was fucking unmasked. Everyone was fucking unmasked. All because I started hanging out with public figures. All because of the little exposure that I had with, like, Paris Hilton, Britney Spears, and certain people in the island of Puerto Rico, you know. Certain people that I kept a tight, you know, that I met up before in the past, and we ate from restaurants and drank together, kissed or whatever, did specific shit. That little, oh my goodness, these people are a celebrity feeling that you have that shit, and you got like, oh my goodness, you're famous and shit, and I'm not, but you and me are here, you know, like that. That shit, but multiply at a fucking 1,000 trillion scale within New York City, and all the people that are fucking met that are famous as hell. Once I started experiencing all those people that are famous as hell, everyone started turning their fucking, not turning their back, but actively becoming more criminal, from stalking through theft to theft to fucking armed robbery, my mom begging, my mom whoring, tricking, everything that you could imagine these people did, they fucking did. Traveling across the country to whom I know, extorting people whom I met, you know, breaking, entering the houses, the places that I've gone. They basically made a whole entire mess. Oh, you know, they made a whole entire mess of everyone that I used to know, all because I started hanging out with the people that they can't fuck with, that they can't be in the general vicinity after taking money type of people, you know. And I don't need money, you know. Like, I'm a fucking bum, but I don't take money. I could take a sandwich and some clothes if you want, but I'd hang out. You know, I'm always here, and you're always gonna find me, and you can find me wherever. And Kanye West can find me wherever the fuck I'm fucking sleeping. He'll find me. He'll recognize me, and that's how it is. That's the problem with my family. My family's trying to hide some dark shit, some dark, disgusting shit, and I'm suffering the consequences by being here, by physically being here, based on their consumption. You know, because cannabis doesn't make you fucking sick and drool and shit. You know, you don't get doped the fuck out based on cannabis. And they're lacing food in here. My grandmother's crazy, so my grandmother's doing a bunch of types of crazy shit with food, from fucking washing dishes with mop water. She's doing all types of stupid shit because of her lunacy. But the rest of the people that live here aren't far from that. And obviously I'm sitting here eating all their food because nobody else eats here. You notice that none of them eat here. None of the people that are here are healthy. They're all very unhealthy. And I'm sitting here in a predicament, you know, like, what else can I do? I can need to sit here for maybe 2 more years till 2021, so maybe two more years, and I could get on my way and get the fuck out of here with all my shit, or all the shit that I have accumulated that I could carry while the majority stays. And it sucks. It sucks for people to be so fucking corrupt just because they don't want to see the fucking kid grow. Just because they don't want to see the kid succeed. It fucking sucks. Just because they don't want to see you better than them. That's it. They think that they have worked too hard. People that live here think that they have worked too fucking hard to see me outshine them with nothing. You know, to see them outshine them with little. Thank you very much for the follow, Magnus Quumler Philippic. To be a bum and be a celebrity, than to be hard or whatever. That's my music too. And then to be whatever the fuck they are to not make it, or to be someone that they need to extort for fame, like the people that are their confidants, you know. And I've caught them in the act. I've caught them, and they're not gonna. None of them pass a polygraph test. None of them pass a fucking polygraph test. I passed like a U.S. military soldier, U.S. Army, with clean fucking colors. I passed. Gringo, you're CIA. You come work with us right now. Come right back. You'll be fine. You know, I passed with I passed with flying colors. Any question that you ask me related to the shit, any question I got to ask those people, they will fail. You understand what I'm saying? No matter if they got lobotomized, no matter whatever fucking excuse they got for not telling the fucking truth, I got them. You know, and what I'm trying to tell you here, or what I'm trying to, you know, push this video, isn't a fucking lie. I ain't lying about my own family. I ain't lying about previous friends. I ain't lying. They just wanted to get rich. All of them wanted to get rich and stop me from being famous since I was 16, 17 years old. You know, since I got on a band, you know, that I was a singer at in New Jersey, went to the beach in Puerto Rico, started surfing massive waves. They were all trying to get rid of me, consequently, because they knew that I was going to be successful in all this fucking shit. And they couldn't do it anymore once I started getting my degrees. They couldn't intervene with my college that they did, because I saw them riot. I saw them riot and tell them to not him because he smells, he shouldn't be in college. Using, you know, trying to gain 2 more credits to enter the U.S. military. They literally rioted, public activism with fucking with a literal fucking cardboard campaign in front of my university, because I'm a fucking bum that smells a lot, that is going to a university to go to the U.S. Army. They did that. And not only did they do that, they also parked the car that my mom got rid of next to that fucking university, you know, making it real fucking obvious after years of stalking that, yeah, we're right here. We're right here, and we're trying to stop me from going to school too. Because they were actively pursuing or trying to stop me from being fucking successful. From a really long time ago. For me being famous with music, being famous in the water, being famous with a fucking skateboard, and then the end, being just generally just being fucking famous with education. I'm a fucking 4.0 student. I'm 4.0. 9 years in college already of 9.0. Of 4.0. 9 years in college. 9 fucking years. 8 to 9 years right now. 4.0. 4.0 student. Every day here on my grind, doing what I need to do. And they don't pass a polygraph test. My family does not pass a fucking polygraph test. None my mother, none my father, none of my fucking brothers and sisters, none of them pass that shit. Why? Because in their head, they think that they're highly criminal and they think that they're highly organized until you got someone like me who is willing to prove their bullshit. And it's solved like that. Send a polygraph with them. You know, sit down and answer his questions, not our questions. Because, you know, the law enforcement questions are more important based on crimes committed than mine. Mine would just give me peace of mind. Answering my questions that they have some type of amnesia to the reality of what I'm experiencing in this house for the last 9 years, and before in the streets since 2010. You know, we're talking about a long fucking time of abuse. 2009. Since then, all, you know, the clarification of why they behave this particular way from 2009 till now, would solve everything. You know, my brain would be like, all right, so fuck it. These people aren't like, I already made my assumptions into what they are. it's probably drug trafficking, or they're being extorted and being mules or some stupid shit like that. And it's culture for them, so they think that they're cool because they're insiders to that bullshit, and they're into that no snitch shit, you know. Like they were in the same way other friends of mine in the past were introduced to drugs and being told to get away from me because they were given the opportunity to sell drugs for wholesale at a profit, straight cartel shit. My family fell in the same shit, likely wanting to sell the same drugs that I used behind my back so they could get their own money that they invested behind me, because I did smoke. I did a couple shit. So my final assumption to this shit is that my parents were involved in drugs and they were all trying to just make money off me, trying to recoup the bullshit that I spent on it, which is a little. I didn't really spend a lot of money in drugs. I think the most money I've ever spent on me was a couple perfumes ever in my life. I've never bought a car with my own money. I never went on trips with my own money. I never did none of that. Everything else was sort of like managed. When I traveled around the world, I think it was like a mix of my dad and some personal loan or some bullshit within that. Other people were trying to help me within the industry too, traveling around the world and shit. And they took advantage of that shit too. They got rich off that shit. And how do I know? Because when I returned and I came back to my dad's house, the product kept coming in. The stuff kept coming into my dad's house. And he would hide it. He would hide that shit. He would take the extreme sports product and he would hide it. Or he would pursue my brother as better than me in the sport, and it's always just a put down. Everyone that lives here, everyone that I know within my family, is just trying to put me down, trying to put them on their level, trying to instigate or force someone into that teamwork shit. When I'm not a fucking team player, I'll never be a team player. They could call me their leader. They could say I'm their friend. They're my mother and my father behind my back. They could do all that shit, but they would never support me in the shit that I wanted to do. And in the specific instant that they get a chance into saying to the cameras or the people, if they supported me into what I do, they know for a fact that they gotta say the truth right there, and they would say, no, I never supported my son in his music, I never supported my son in his extreme sports, and I never supported my son in his aquatic surfing shit. I never supported my son in anything I ever did, because that's fucking reality. That is fucking reality. That's what the shit says. That's the hot shit. That in the end you recognize that you were on your own, and since the beginning you did this bunch of shit. You notice how everyone around your environment is just trying to get rich off you because you're famous, because you have a talent, because you don't know how much talent you have. Your parents, to some extent, got involved with the people that wanted to use you for their climb to the top. Some of them effectively used your parents and your family members as a way to gain their trust. So they got more people that want to take advantage of this person to make their lives better. And in the end, people like me right now are still experiencing the effects of, the teeth rot or whatever bullshit is happening on within my body based on the effects of what the users that are fucking actively consuming in this house. They got tens of thousands of dollars for drugs. I'm sorry, but you don't live a lifestyle. You don't live a lifestyle without tens of thousands of drugs to live how they live here. These people aren't consuming dime bags. It's impossible. I recognize addiction, and the players that are in this house, they have extreme addictions. They don't have normal addictions, and it's likely fueled by my mother, because my mother obviously has a bunch of money. So when it comes to both my sister, that aren't really my fucking sister, nor my brother, they're using my mother to fuel their shit. They're using her for cell phones, for drugs or whatever, just technically fucking using her, to continue this decade-long consumption. Shit that I gave up when I was 25, 24, and I didn't even consume that much. If I consumed $1,000, maybe $2,000 in weed in my entire life, nickels, $5 by $5, it's a lot. It's too much. I didn't smoke that much in my life. I never bought ounces. I never did none of that bullshit. I bought a single $5, $20 piece of marijuana. And I took an eternity at that scale. 10, 25, like that. And it sucks. It really sucks for my parents to be old right now and still involved with that shit. I've listened to my father's phone calls and I could fucking hear the people that have tried to kill me on the street within the same general vicinity as him. Because they live right there. They're on the same community. So you put 2 and 2 together. My motherfucking dad is hanging out with murderers. My mom is receiving fucking free food from the same people that stalked me in the United States and bringing, across the United States and bringing them here. And they're all just trying to get paid. They're all trying to take Kim Kardashian's money, Kanye West's money, whomever the fuck I know, trying to take their money or try to slip drugs into the fucking deal so that they stop being my friend, or that they stop, so that they don't reach their hand to me, so that they're just, involved in some other shit after I've come across their life, using me as some type of lamb or whatever. You're the good guy, but once you know the person, we're gonna go in and we're gonna replace you. We're gonna say that we know him, we know the lamb, and this is what we do, and start befriending the person by saying, I've seen everything since the Sakati Park protests, since 2010. Sakati Park protests between 2010 and 2011, my fam and my friends turned into fucking snakes. They turned the little people that I thought that were friends, even people that I didn't see for fucking a decade, or maybe even 4 to 5 years since those incidents, they all turned into fucking animals, wielding guns, stalking, breaking and entering, GTA with random fucking cars. They turned into the most pieces of shit people ever. And these people who started as kids that I knew were already sort of involved in that bullshit since they were young. Like their behavior or what they did sort of dictated who they became in the future. And they used me to get rich. In the end, 2011, they came there with guns in front of everyone, trying to rob public figures. At night, my mother tricking, trying to get money from fucking Kris Jenner and shit, saying that I heard everything. I played dead. I played possum, passed out, sitting between Kourtney Kardashian and Kim Kardashian. I passed out right in between those two, and I overheard the entire scene my friends and family did when I was between those two females. I seen the entire scene. I felt it. I heard it. I was awake. I was asleep, but I was awake, listening to all their bullshit. Each and every time these motherfuckers would approach me, I would play dead or play possum or act asleep. But they approached me in several times, state to state. They broke and entered friends' houses. They put them into drugs because they stopped talking to me altogether. Some of the people that I knew immediately stopped communicating or coming out, obviously because they got to deal with drugs now, and that's what they did. And like I said, closure to me is a strong polygraph with my questions, not the Fed's questions, literal FBI, not literal FBI, because I got a whole file on my computer of the things that they have done already, and I written down everything they fucking did, every single fucking thing they did, as I could collectively remember since before getting here. I tried to accumulate certain things that were really important that they did in the past that judges their character, in saying what should happen with me or what they should do with me in the future or whatever. And even 6ix9ine, Daniel Hernandez, 6ix9ine, everyone knows who fucking 6ix9ine is. It's impossible to not know Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine himself told me, bruh, you need protective custody, my dude. Like that. You was straightforward with me. Your family ain't fucking around. They stupid as hell. They stupid. You need protective custody now. And I was in the motions of leaving to the military. 6ix9ine appeared in front of Manhattan's Army military office. I was leaving. I was having some interview with Mr. Williams because I took like 2 years to go. I literally became a soldier without having to train. Permission to go into the base and everything. To train, shower, do all this shit. So I literally became a soldier first before going to training. They let me use all their amenities within Fort Hamilton. So Tekashi 69 stopped me after having one of those interviews between one of those 2 years and said, bruh, you need protective custody, my dude. It's serious. What they're fucking doing is fucking serious. It isn't a joke. What they're doing right now, you need protective custody, my dude. You know, like that. He was straight up. And he was also telling me, 6ix9ine was telling me what they was talking about, what they was talking about when they were stalking me with 6ix9ine and with Kanye West and with other fucking celebrities that were coming to 6ix9ine's place. Because 6ix9ine had a studio in Brooklyn in some third floor or some attic or whatever. And I used to stay in the second floor, right in front of the kitchen. And they came in there. The people that were stalking us in general, people that were stalking all these celebrities because of me, into those apartments, 6ix9ine was telling me exactly everything that they were saying, each and every single fucking thing that they were saying, when they were saying it, and their attitude. And the people that I was staying with were sort of playing both sides, you know, because they were talking shit like, oh, we should let him go, you know, like they technically, my family and the people that were following me around wanted to stop me being with them. They were trying to stop me from being with them. You understand what I'm saying? They're trying to kick me out from that apartment, trying to kick me out to the street because I was a bum or whatever. And they were, both the people that I was with within that apartment were actively communicating with me in the ways that they were communicating to them about me. You know, they're, how do you call it? They were technically protecting me to some extent. They were saying, yeah, they're trying to kick you out or whatever within here. They're coming from whatever they're trying to kick you out. We're trying to say like, yeah, we're trying to assimilate with what, because remember, these people were on acid, on heroin, on meth, and they were saying specific shit to me like, we're trying to assimilate the feel like they are feeling about you right now. But whatever you hear, don't take it personal, because we know exactly that they're trying to do harm. They're trying to do harm to you, so you stay here. You know, like, we're not going to kick you out. We're trying to assimilate the situation of what they're doing, and this is the way that, you know, if you hear us talk this way about you out there, it's because we're sharing feelings with them. But you stay. You're fine. Ignore whatever the fuck we're saying and whatever and you know what they're saying already about you out there. And they left at that, and they were having fucking strong arguments in that fucking hallway while I was sleeping in that motherfucker. I didn't give a fuck. I put my fucking ears right here, put my earplugs, drank my 40 of beer, sat on my computer. I'm a future soldier. I'm leaving to the U.S. military. And they were doing all this types of shit. Out there, they asked fucking 6ix9ine, Kanye, the Kardashians for money. They were technically trying to milk them dry. I seen one of my old friends grab at least $70,000 of money from all these artists. $70,000 in cash. One of them. So imagine the rest. Everyone else that came through asking for pity and shit. You know, asking for charity or whatever. That's just one of them. And that was in one incident. Imagine the amount of money that they continue trying to finesse these people by following me around and shit. And in the end, I left the military or whatever. 6ix9ine got caught like 4 or 5 years later before the release of his first CD. They released him after snitching on whoever the fuck he thought was the fucking gang that got him into that shit. In which I defend, because 6ix9ine was getting robbed every day, B. Every single fucking day. I used to be in Union Square every fucking day with Bosco and everyone else out there in Union Square with not the Treyway, because Treyway was never in Union Square. 6ix9ine used to be by himself in Union Square with big celebrities. I seen him all the time, almost every day with big celebrities, including Rihanna and all these people. Like I said, if I leave this house, I'm going straight to Dr. Dre's club. I'm going straight in that motherfucker, top floor, sit in the chair and relax. You know, maybe have a drink. Like that. And who's gonna open the door? Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre gonna finna be in there and be like, open that shit like, yeah, it's my club. Like that. That's me. That's what I do. And Treyway was never fucking, all the people that he fucking snitched on were never in freaking Union Square. Ever. Not one time. I never seen any of these motherfuckers that he put on that affidavit. None of them. That whole organizational chart, all the people that he snitched on, I don't give a fuck, because I never seen them. But I did see 6ix9ine with a bunch of celebrities every single fucking day I was there. I was a celebrity myself. So I was hanging out with fucking Tony Hawk, all these fucking skateboarders from NYC. I was out there doing whatever the fuck I want to do every day, like it is. And I didn't make no money. I didn't work. All I did was work online. I had $140 computer that I still have right here, and it's on, making me, I don't know, maybe $100 every, $100 that I gotta wait for every 3 fucking months. You understand what I'm saying? Every 3 fucking, I gotta wait 3 months to get $100. So I'm working ahead of time out there. And they were robbing, like I said, they were robbing 6ix9ine in Union Square Park every single fucking day. To the point that I've seen him got robbed twice in one day. For his chains, for the money in his pocket, for the record deal shit. Because 50 Cent had him sign before Cash Money. Basically who put him on, who 6ix9ine distributed 2 albums before his feature, before the feature release with Cash Money. Or the one that, the first one. The one that we saw 6 years later, the videos on the television. The first 2, 50 Cent was the man that was giving him money. 50 Cent was the one that was covering, G-Unit was the man that was covering for his studio and production and putting him on videos and shit before he was famous. And I was there. I was present for all that. I was present when I was sitting in McDonald's with 6ix9ine when Nicki Minaj gave 6ix9ine, or gave Tekashi 6ix9ine, or the new name. They were out there debating which name they were going to use. I was sitting right there. And, Nicki Minaj is right here in front of me, and 6ix9ine's right here to my left. Him doing whatever the fuck shit he's doing on his computer, me on mine. That's how tight we were. I met Daniel Hernandez early as hell. The second I got there as a homeless guy, the first person who approached me from Union Square, late as fuck, after I'd skateboarded the night away and passed out right there, was Daniel. He stood right next to me. Like, I skateboarded all fucking night. Daniel would sit there looking at me skate, and I passed out, and he would fucking stand right there watching me sleep. Asleep. Dead asleep. And I'm like, oh, Daniel, this guy right here. And I ended up becoming a really good friend of that kid. Everywhere I went and I sat down and ate, 6ix9ine would sit down and eat with me. Right, like that. Anywhere I was. If I'm sitting there eating on my computer, 6ix9ine would pull up with his meal and sit down and start grubbing together. We grubbed everywhere. We grubbed in his crib. We cooked for each other. I brought him food. We all ate inside that fucking crib. Kanye ate from my tacos. Kanye West ate from my tacos. I cooked. Because I had money and I had food stamps that were starting to fucking accumulate to a pretty high degree. I started saving my money I became such a strong hoarder, or a dumpster diver, that my quality of food had increased. Because I used to eat from the garbage. I used to find Starbucks stuff, clothes stuff, packaged stuff to eat. And Rite Aid, certain places within New York City, every 2 Thursdays, the streets get riddled with food. So I stopped paying for food. I'm like, I'm not going to pay for food. I'm just going to rummage through trash or find specific shit and survive with a little until I could fill myself up with the stuff that I find. So I started finding fucking exotic food. I started finding Chinese food. I started finding freaking fried chicken, pizza. I started, instead of touching my food stamps, I started accumulating more money. And throughout that entire process, 6ix9ine, from someone that didn't change every day, someone that was seen out there with the same clothes, dirty, fingernails dirty, for a little bit, he started gaining that Tekashi 6ix9ine persona. He started making music all of a sudden, out of nowhere, just like I did. Right now, I have so much music, and I lost so much music already. But he started making music, and he connected. I seen him connect. He connected with 50. He did all this shit. And he became famous in front of me, from nothing to famous. And in between from that nothing to famous, me hanging out with a bunch of celebrities, thanks to 6ix9ine and my own talent, because I don't owe all the fame I got thanks to 6ix9ine. I skateboarded long and hard across many states to be recognized by a bunch of fucking skateboarders everywhere I went. I was someone that was skateboarding out there every day. So that gives you power, that gives you that expert reference power that you're out there, that they're going to see you fucking skate, like Mark Gonzalez. Or Mark is going to fucking see you skateboarding. Tony's going to see you fucking skateboarding. Like, if you aren't a professional, you aren't fucking recording yourself for videos in skateboarding, they're gonna come to you and they're gonna skate with you because you're good. It isn't going to be something that it isn't going to be something that you're going to gain out of nowhere. People are gonna start respecting you because you did a video and the video's hard. Now that shit ain't gonna work like that. You're gonna do it because of you, because you were a good skateboarder, and that's how it worked out. But you know, closure in some. You know, people telling the truth would be very helpful. And like I said, any problem with me, it's legal and it goes up the chain of command, because in an airport, they know my rank. You know, like I'm sitting here giving a passport to the lady, and they're looking at me and they're looking at a soldier. They're not looking at a civilian. They're looking at a soldier with civilian clothes, and they speak to you like a fucking soldier. So, I'm gonna shut the stream. I might do something else today. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but hopefully this jaw pain disappears. Usually it disappears within the 3rd day, so I gotta sleep with it. I gotta stay with it a little longer so that my jaw goes back into place. And I heard it crack. I passed out, started using my cell phone, and when I yawned, I clicked my freaking jaw really hard. And if family members and friends would act different instead of trying to hide the truth into all the disgusting shit that I caught them on already, life would be amazing. If people would have more integrity, recognizing that they have investments, family, businesses, and all that shit thanks to my name, it would be amazing. It would give me, Daniel Hernandez, and anyone that was involved closure into this bullshit of why the fuck they did all these disgusting shit. This disgusting criminal shit in front of us, because you know he was a fucking bystander, my guy. He was a bystander to the shit that they were trying to do to me, and he was open as fuck. He precisely told me exactly what they were trying to do, and it was just trying to stop me from being famous, trying to stop me from getting on a magazine and getting signed and getting my videos taken. They were all actively trying to stop me getting the fame. You know, I already had the fame. You know, I was an underground star, but they were trying to stop me from becoming a bigger star because I was going to be something massive. I wasn't going to be something that was weak. I was already hanging out with Kardashians before. You know, I was already something larger than any of their best skateboarders. You understand what I'm saying? When I was out in the street skating, I was already bigger, larger than life than than Ryan Sheckler. Ryan Sheckler does not hang out with the Kardashians. I was hanging out with the Kardashians. You understand? They're coming to me. They're coming to my apartment. They're coming into my shit. I'm talking about, you know, Kendall Jenner or Kylie Jenner was in the shit, in the same house that I was with. In the same apartment that I was in, Kylie Jenner coming in there, fucking Kendall Jenner coming in there and all that shit. And that's reality. These are facts. I ain't lying. And my family and the friends of mine that, not friends of mine, but just random people that are trying to stop these things from occurring, they need a reality check. They need serious integrity. They have serious integrity issues, and they're extremely fucking dangerous. This coming from a guy that recognized Chapo Guzman. I recognized the leader from the cartel from Sinaloa several times in my life, up to 2010. So I know exactly who Chapo is. I know not only who the fuck Chapo is, but I know exactly who was DPG or Dread Pirate Roberts, Julian Assange, freaking Edward Snowden. I've seen everyone that you think you might have caught a glimpse at with your eyeball, maybe the side of your eye. I've seen everyone front and center in front of me, you know, and I've communicated with those people. I've communicated with Julian Assange. I've communicated with Edward Snowden. I've done all that shit. I'm a really special guy. I'm not just some bum off the street. I'm a doctor in business now. Based on that experience, based on the need to occupy my mind into things that are important, and kind of deal with the situation that God makes people, because God turns people kind of loony when they could see the solution. When they see you as the solution, they start they start turning hella stupid. Like I said, closure. Me 6ix9ine, I would like closure from all the shit that they did to us. They did to me primarily, for my family, my mother and my father and my brothers and sisters, so that they wake up and realize that a polygraph isn't going to save them. They won't be able to escape reality or the truth. because the truth is probably the best fucking thing, the best fucking weapon in justice. The best fucking weapon is the fucking truth. The best fucking weapon. There's no, you could try to be the worst fucking criminal ever. The truth is what, it's what sets the conscience of the person free. And being guilty of shit, being guilty, or looking to fabricate the mind of a person into believing the truth, or into believing a flaw, or looking to change the person into committing crime, changing the mind of the person into committing crimes to defend themselves. Obviously, when you're surrounded by firearms, people trying to take your life, what you're looking for is self-defense. So you're looking to actively, pursue the person, or trying to, you recognize the threat, recognize that the threat exists, and you need to neutralize the threat in some shape or form. That it isn't violent, that it isn't, that you're technically, in the best scenario is to smear people publicly. You smear people publicly to some extent, and you let society deal with them. And those are the type of situations that we deal, that people like me deal. And I don't consider myself the super mega star, the super mega celebrity, but I know precisely what was going on. I wasn't bobo. I wasn't stupid. I wasn't like a gringo. I wasn't like hiding and seeing people doing stupid shit like that. Nah, I recognize what every single one of those motherfuckers did, and some of them have to pay because they're highly criminal probably today. They're probably extremely criminal today, and they think that they got away with it. Like when you want justice, that truth set you free already. Your conscience is free of guilt. 6ix9ine's conscience is free of guilt. He told everything, told all, free of guilt. Like, and I'm trying the same thing. And the people that I'm focusing on, they can't escape the fucking truth. We got them. I got them properly documented. Others in the street have them properly documented, and that's how the story should go. That truth sets you free, and no matter how bad you are in life, that shit's still in your conscience. And there's no God, there's no prayer, there's no religion, there's no bullshit that can save you from that bullshit inside your head. You can't just go up to a priest and say, Father, forgive me, I've sinned, and all that bullshit. That shit doesn't work in society. That works in a spiritual level. But the conscience in your brain and that guilt remains. That's why the good in life, or people who are good in life, exceed to this point. That's why we're here. That's why I'm here with 2 degrees and a doctorate. Not giving a fuck if I can't pay my fucking tuition or my student loans for God knows how long. That's why the things that I do in my life, I don't fear. I'm not sitting here doubting myself in the things that I need to do, because I know I'm doing the right thing. When people do the wrong thing and don't doubt their ability to do the wrong thing, that's when you need to start questioning justice. When you need to start immediately questioning justice, it's not when people take off their mask and you recognize they're criminal. Nah, it's when you start recognizing, like I said before, their ability to enact or their ability to do evil shit without recognizing the consequences of doing that evil shit. Like when doing bad is just an impulse. When it's just bad, that there's no rational thought on the human to do the good thing versus the bad thing. And I'm going to stop this 2-hour stream short. I want to thank Magnus Coem Lerlifel Lerlpick Magnus Colm Lerlpick for the follow 33 minutes ago. And I'm guessing I should probably start something else to do, but I gotta I want to do something else. I don't want to do. I already did some French practice. I did some French practice and we're all right. So yeah, thank you very much for coming to my stream. Thank you very much for the follow. Listen to what I'm trying to say here. Go beyond if you want the French shit and listen to what I gotta say. This is important right here. And silence is not an option. If silence was an option, I'd be fucking rich with a house, a kid, a family, a business, rich as hell friends that loan me money whenever, and money to spend indefinitely. But I'm not that guy. So silence cannot be it. I can't just keep my mouth shut on that. You know, we got to continue pushing the truth out there and challenging not only the status quo but the rationale of how people think in certain situations. Because today could be me, and tomorrow could be you. It could be your son. It could be someone that's extremely talented in specific shit, being socially brought down by his own family and peers. It could happen to anyone. It's not just me, but it could be anyone with a lot. It could be anyone who suddenly gets touched by Kim Kardashian. You know, like, yeah, it's like, oh my goodness, big booty woman. You know, it could be anyone. It could be any one of those. Any one of those super important people that I've met already in my life and recognize all the shit that I've been through, or technically saw me from nothing to, oh shit, important person. You know, the people that actually care about the drive, the people that actually care about the right way of doing it and how long it takes for you to do it. Not like some overnight millionaire on some bullshit, you know, some bullshit story, some idea, some quick get, you know, some stupid shit. It's not like that. So yeah, life shouldn't be like that. Life is not like a chance that you ask some rich person for money because someone that you think is your friend led you to it. No, life isn't like that. So yeah, peace out. Hope you guys enjoyed my streams. Already 2 hours. I'm gonna shut this down. Hope you guys enjoy the controversy and listen. The more you listen to me, the better you are. Peace.